doing like just a short video actually, because I am kind of tired tonight, and it's been a really cool day actually. So we went out today to get like some litter for the cats and to get a couple of groceries. I stopped into my local comic shop, picked up a couple things there, which I'll show you guys in a minute. And we got home and realized that the new Masters of the Universe series, Masters of the Universe Revelations, had it had happened. It had come live. It was a thing, and we were not aware that was happening. So we got ready to sit down and watch it, and we binged the whole 5 episodes and the after show. And damn, it was good. It was really, really good. Hey there, Matthew. Welcome, man. It definitely exceeded my expectations. For those that don't know, and you got to be fairly new not to know this, I'm a huge Masters of the Universe fan. I got the show. I got the Big Mill Creek set. You remember the one that looks like Castle Grayskull? I watched every series of Masters of the Universe. There's 3 different shows. It's not just Masters of the Universe. There's actually 2 more Masters of the Universe shows that came after that. And at least 2 more. She-Ra, of course. And I haven't seen the new She-Ra. I'm not big on the kind of the Teen Titans Go style of animation. Hey, Dave, welcome, man. But I did get to sit down and watch all 5 episodes of this, and I won't give anything away for those that haven't seen it, but it starts with a shocker of an episode, and it ends with a shocker of an episode. Hey there, Chris. And some people were upset about the way the series went. They were like, well, this is not my Masters of the Universe. This isn't exactly what I saw when I was a kid. Well, the tone is right, and I actually care more about the characters than I probably did for some of the characters originally. They made me like Orko. Dude, that takes a lot. So they really made Orko like a character in the show. And for some people to say, well, this isn't what I saw when I was a kid watching Master of the Universe. Well, you know what? Go watch this. Don't complain. It's not for you. Well, you can complain all you want. But, and I wasn't sure, man. They did some big shockers in that series. I'm going to get some hate for this, by the way. But here's the thing. That's what I'm honest on my channel. And we really had a blast watching it. My better half really loved it. And she's even bigger Masters of the Universe fan than I am. But, oh my God. Oh, yeah. Oh, you mean the live action one? Yeah, that's kind of good, actually. I'm not sure how much you followed it, Adam. But the guy that they'd chosen to play in the Masters of the Universe, the live action film, hey, the Twist Cinema, it was the guy that did all those really bad romantic films on Netflix, like the teen romantic films. I think his name is Noah Saturno or something like that. Nothing wrong with the actor, but he just didn't reach Masters of the Universe level for me. Now, the guy that voiced He-Man in the new series, or Adam, was the guy, for those that don't know, who never saw Supergirl, was the guy that played Mon-El on the series Supergirl. So he'd already had like kind of the chops of playing of a character, one of these kind of like epic characters. And he gets by the power of Grayskull, he gets that down perfectly. So if you've never seen it, it's a blast. It's fun. It's 5 episodes. Go in. Remember, I'm going to say this right now. It's not called He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. It's not called The Adventures of Skeletor and He-Man. It's called Masters of the Universe. It is called that for a very specific reason. If you're gonna be bothered by the fact that you're probably not going to like it, but that's okay because a lot of people do. Hey, Franco, welcome, man. I was just talking Masters of the Universe. Have you seen it yet? Because I really enjoyed it. expect some big shocks, man. Also expect some whining online, because there's a certain demographic that are really gonna complain. I'm just gonna put that to you right now. Hey there, Kay. Welcome, man. I picked up some comics at the comic shop. My first time picking up like single issues in a while, so I'll show you what I got really quickly. It's the animation is fantastic. It focuses on different characters than you would expect, so know that going in. Apparently, there's a, I don't know who this is. There was a dude by the name of, God, I'm Clown something? Clown trout. Clownfish, clown trout, clown something like that. I don't know who that is, but apparently they were extremely upset with the show. So, oh, Master Chaos says he talked about it. Hopefully Master Chaos liked it. I'm hoping he liked it. Because it's probably one of the best written things I've seen in a while. And that's where I'm really picky. I'm picky when it comes to, I'm not picky when it comes out. I can watch like different animation styles and that, but I am very picky when it comes to the writing of characters. And everything in the show felt earned. Nothing felt like given, or nothing felt like out of place. Like all the twists and the shocks and stuff that we see throughout all felt like they belonged there. All right, so what did I get in my comic shop? So I picked up some Nick Spencer Spider-Man. It's been a long time since I've checked out any Spider-Man stuff, so I grabbed this one here. I'm not quite sure when this one came out. When did it come out? Apparently there's a bonus digital version inside. Well, we were talking about Masters of the Universe. Not sure if you saw it or not, Dave. But I picked up Amazing Spider-Man, the Chameleon Conspiracy Part 1. I love this artwork, by the way. And I'm not quite sure who's doing the art on this series now. But let us check and find out. Because I am very... So, Marcelo Ferreira and Carlos Gomez. Well, they do a fantastic job anyway. So I got Clone Conspiracy Part 1, the Chameleon Conspiracy Part 1. I grabbed Part 2 of the Chameleon Conspiracy as well. So of course I grabbed the third part. I also grabbed basically the giant size Amazing Spider-Man with the conclusion of the story. And I grabbed what is the latest issue that they had there, which was Amazing Spider-Man 700. And this is one that is a prelude to the Sinister War, which is coming into Ben Reilly becoming Spider-Man. That's not a spoiler. It's been really marketed heavy online. I also picked up a couple Grand Designs. So Grand Designs are very different comics in that they try to tell the story of a certain group or character, like within 2 issues, and they do it with a really kind of indie, unique art style. So this is Fantastic Four Grand Design issue number 1. And when I say unique art style, I'm not joking. You can see how many panels are on one of these pages. They do like premium versions of these too, by the way. And there is the second and final issue to Fantastic Four Grand Design. It is very, I mean, like, well, that's the thing. It's Iceman. It's telling the Fantastic Four, like, there's pretty much their story up to God, I guess up to like as far as they can go. Like from these 2 issues go up to, I think, at least this Fantastic Four, like issue number 80 or 100. So imagine this. So they have taken 80 to 100 issues of Fantastic Four, and they've went out and they've put it into these 2 right here. There's also a gigantic treasury size edition that comes out for around like $39, I think, here in Canada, but so it's probably $29 there in the US. And they did the same thing, I think it was Eric Pecor, did one for X-Men as well. So there's an X-Men Grand Design, and that one also has a big treasury edition. So if some people are bothered by the fact that these are very small panels, you can get huge size editions of it that are actually bigger than omnibuses, like, and even bigger than absolutes. So yeah, that's pretty big, right? If you know comics, then you know It's pretty big. Anyway, I only plan to come down here for a few minutes because I have to do some stuff today. Nobody noticed, but I did get my hair cut. As you can see, there's not a trail of long hair in the back here, and I am so happy to finally have that done, which is a huge relief. I haven't gotten it yet, actually, Matthew. I still need to get the omnibus with the old, like, not the old, but you know, with the complete runs. This is my first time old. I didn't even know it was out, man. To be honest with you, girl, I didn't know it was out. So I haven't seen it because I did not know it yet existed. But yeah, so it felt really great to finally, you know, get my hair cut. And I was doing it, and my better half said, well, she's getting her hair cut down too. So we went in, like, both one right after another, and just got to the hairdresser and got it done. And thank God, it's been a long time. I've planned my vacation out, so all things go well. I put it in for work. So I will probably be going to St. John's in the early part of September. So I will try to do some videos while I'm there. It's a bigger area, so there should be some neat stuff that I can show you guys. Whether I just do, whether they do like kind of a walking tour. I'm going to be checking out like the Sunrise Records that's there. I'm going to be checking out the comic shops that are there as well. So we'll do some stuff while I'm there. The neat thing right now is, see, I've got this ring light, and I didn't need to turn it on down here, obviously. There's a lot of light down here. But I was like, the ring light, if you guys ever got one, these are at Walmart, they have like a mount for like for a phone. Hey there, John, welcome, man. In the middle. And I'm like, why am I not using this mount? Like, it's perfect, like sized right to like where I'm sitting down at. Like I'm not like normally I'm holding the phone when I'm down here, and it's a little bit shaky and all that type of stuff. But like with this here, for instance, and it does have a bit of a swivel thing on it. I'm so jealous. The Essentials, man, the Essentials, when was that? Did you pick it up as in like you got a more recent Essentials, or like actually when the Essentials line was coming out? Because I got like a ton of Essentials upstairs, and I love them. But I did not realize that they had like been out of print for so long. That's why I started buying the omnibuses that I did. I'm like, okay, I want to get like big stories, like full stories. And that was, you know, kind of how I went about it. Hopefully some of you guys like Masters of the Universe anyway, because we really enjoyed it. We thought it was fun. And if you didn't, it's okay. You don't have to like it. Everybody got their own thing that they like. That's cool. That's why we all can have different opinions and still get along. So for those that were there yesterday, that are, if you're, my patrons are on here tonight, thank you so much. We are doing Sergio Martino next week. For those that don't and are kind of wondering what we did, well, what we do every Friday is the Cult of Jello. We had our second episode last night, and pretty much it was a ton of fun. Aside from talking about Argento, we had a versus with Deep Red against Tenebrae, and then what I did earlier was I made up a tier list. So we actually went in afterwards. We voted on, like, because it wasn't going to be me, my decision, it was going to be the group decision. We voted on all of Argento's movies, put them in categories, and then we ranked every single Argento film. So if you're on the Patreon, or if that's something you're thinking about, make sure to go in and check that video, because I'm actually really proud of that. We're actually going to be doing a tier for Martino as well, and probably one for Fulci. So just an extra, hey there, Mr. Awesome, welcome, man. An extra little kind of bonus little fun thing to do. Because in the Call to Jello, I put the power in your hands when it comes to making those decisions. Rather than just have me kind of like say, okay, these are the top ones there. We decide together as a group, and there's ones there where I thought, okay, this is going to be in a great category. I'm pretty sure it is. And then people would come in and they would swerve it, and they'd say, no, this is good. It's not great, but it's good. And I'd be like, oh man, I would put this in great. But going with majority rules, It was really, really cool. We had a blast doing it, and it went for 2.5 hours long. So that was pretty awesome. And hopefully some more you guys will come in over time. We do some really cool stuff, and I'm looking forward to the next called Jello, where it's a versus against 3 Martino films. And we'll also be talking about Martino's work. Hey, they're ready. Welcome, man. And we'll be doing a Martino tier list, and we'll be ranking the Martino films, the horror ones, not all the Martino films. I think if they would have, I was nervous when they cast who they cast. He just didn't seem like the right fit for the role. Now I don't know. Maybe it would have been. Equalizer's really good. I don't have the limited edition one. I got the regular one, but limited edition one's supposed to be really good. Either way, you're gonna get a good show. Equalizer's a great show. There's actually a new Equalizer series on now. It's that surprised me by being pretty damn good, and I did not expect it to be. So I went in very trepidatiously, like, am I gonna like this? It's another new Equalizer character. But yeah, I did actually like it a lot. I haven't seen the last few episodes, so I don't know how it goes for the end of the season. Once I'm back, I know all about the back order stuff from Unobstructed, which is probably one of the reasons that I don't like shop with them anymore. Um, Not exactly. Maybe they're getting better, but when I was the very like few things that I had with Unobstructed View, unfortunately, did not go server friendly. I guess server, but hopefully they're it's a Canadian company, so hopefully they get better as it goes along. I think that what they want to do is be the next Diabolique, but there's a long way to go. But let's hope that there is at least a company out there that can do that anyway. You guys are so quiet tonight. I'm wearing my Tom and Jerry shirt because I'm extra geeky tonight. So we are down here again once more into the movie library because I was literally too lazy. Expecting a Lindsay Baker set. Oh, nice. We're doing Lindsay Baker. I'm not sure if it's going to be. So it's not going to be this week. This week's Martino, but either the week after or the week after that. Good question. Actually, that's a nice question. Did I read Spider-Man during the 90s? During the 90s, Mr. Awesome, I was actually going. I didn't see the Tom and Jerry movie yet, so that I can't give thoughts on. But I actually was going to open up a comic book store in the 90s during the whole thing, and the whole when the whole rush was going on, comic rush, which is probably a good idea because there was a big comic drop. But yes, I was a big fan of the Ben Raleigh one. It got done wrong because it got played out. It was supposed to be like a short series, right? Like the whole thing. Ben Riley was literally supposed to take. He was supposed to be the real Spider-Man. Was supposed to take over, and dude, you're lucky. My Severance stuff hasn't even shipped yet. Uh, but yeah, but I went through a bunch of different a different like editorial staff and writers and that. So eventually, what happened was Ben Raleigh ended up turning out not to be Spider-Man after all. First he was, then he wasn't, then he was, then he turned Ash. So obviously, turning Ash doesn't kill you in comic books. So he was brought back a couple times, and he was brought back once as a villain, as a kind of a modern day Jackal character. But eventually he was brought back, killed, brought back, killed, brought back, killed, until there was kind of like a reset thing done. And now he is apparently going to be the next Spider-Man. And that should be a lot of fun. Do I think that they're going to make him Spider-Man for like a long period of time? Probably not. I don't think they're going to have him take over or anything like that. I think basically my thoughts on it is that what we're going to get is that they're going to say, Spider-Man is going to become aware that one new day was the thing. And he's going to be a bit horrified by the choice that he made. And he's going to lose his faith in being Spider-Man, I think. And that's when Ben Reilly's going to take over to do it and do it better. Because Spider-Man's going to realize that he made a decision to save his old feeble aunt that was dying and sacrifice his relationship, which also lost him a child that he didn't know he was going to have. And I think that's going to shake him to his core. That's how I think it's going to go. That's my thoughts. Anyway, for those that don't read comics, I'm here to answer all questions, not just comic questions, but I do appreciate the questions because I'll be honest, I worked my butt off on my Call to Comics one recently. Hey there, Dustin. And I hope you guys watched it. I really do, because it's something I'm very proud of. Oh yeah, definitely until 900. It's gonna. That's how they always do it. It's like 52, right? Like DC and their 52 like fetish. Marvel, like, it's always an anniversary where they'll switch you back up. 700 superior. Hey there, Dagger. Welcome, man. So Dustin, you watched. I'm guessing you watched. I saw you liked my tweet, so I'm guessing you watched Masters of the Universe. I'm so excited to read these tonight, by the way. I don't think I've ever read a Grand Design before, so it's going to be good. Am I going to get the Yeoman? Yeah, I will. I don't expect it to be as, like, unbiased. Hey there, Carrie. As the other documentary that was put out, because it's done by them. But by one of them. I got to see the Severed Arms one of these days. Like, I'm going to buy it eventually. I know how you feel. Like, that's how my better half feels right now. It was really good. Don't go in expecting it to be like your regular typical He-Man show. It is, and it's that the adventure's there, but in the way that it's different. It's not. It is called Masters of the Universe. It's not called He-Man. So it's different that way. But yeah, everything in that show is earned. That is. Yeah, the difference between, like, deeper, kind of like better writing and shallow writing, in my opinion, really shines through in that show. New Mutants is fun. I mean, like, it wasn't perfect. Obviously, there was things that were going to be in it that got taken out. John Hamm, as Mr. Sinister. It's very different from the '80s one, but it's got the action in there. There's new characters. Think of this almost like as a next generation. It's going to focus on different people. But, yeah, there's going to be some shocks, man. The first episode, I was like, oh, I don't know how I feel about this. I really don't know how I feel about this. And then I'm like, as I'm going on, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to like this show because you screwed me over in that opening twist. I don't think I'm going to like this. I'm like, this is really well written. So yeah, they won me over. I love this. Is a very Mark Bagley sort of Mark Bagley-esque, like Todd McFarlane style cover. I guess more Bagley after McFarlane. That's what it reminds me of. I'm not sure who it was, but I used to be a real. I'm gonna get the number. Probably not, man. that's too pricey for me. I don't have any of those there. Oh, the Equalizer theme did kick butt. I love the Equalizer. I'm trying to. What was the theme for the new series? Did they use the same theme for the new series? I don't remember the theme for the new series. This is very haphazard tonight, by the way. I do apologize because I did not plan to make a video tonight. That's the thing. I just got I got home And we sat down and watched He-Man, and then after that, we discussed it for a bit. And then I went online, I went on Twitter, I got depressed. Then I said, yeah, let's not be depressed. Let's go on, let's make a video. Let's do that instead. And hopefully, because I'm on my phone, we're getting nice, fancy 1080p video here. No, as you can see, I can move this around. You can see, as you can see, more of my movie library. I don't even have to like take it in my hand yet, which is really, really cool. I did not even know there's a new M. Night Shyamalan movie out. I'm falling behind on some stuff, guys. For some reason, my Vinegar Syndrome stuff that got processed in Mississauga seems to still be in Mississauga right now because it's just not moving. Like if that either that or they didn't scan it right. And here's the library. Thank you. I'm glad you like it here in the library. I really enjoy being here because not only can I can just kind of jump around and do like, you know, grab a movie. Somebody asks me, hey, do you have this? Or I'm thinking about getting this. Do you have, like, can you show it to me? That type of thing. I can do that here as well. Two, the camera here is better quality than the camera that I got on my computer. I'm actually thinking about getting a mini stand and hooking this here phone up to my computer and using it as my webcam as opposed to using the webcam on my computer. So we'll see how that goes. That'll especially after losing my the thing that I had for plugging in my mic into my iPhone and my iPad. That was a bit of a, yeah. Talked to my mom tonight, so she's coming through here. Hey there, K-Dog man. What if Vinegar Syndrome scares you? I see pictures, but for some reason I always feel like I'm not going to. See, K-Dog, I've never had a problem with Vinegar Syndrome. Severin, I've seen them come pretty late. I remember one year ordered from the Black Friday sale. 1 year, well, I did. My better half did. She didn't even tell me about it. It was meant to be a Christmas surprise. Didn't show up till like February the next year. So Severin, yeah, you can be a bit worried. Vinegar Syndrome, you should be good. It should be fun. Vinegar Syndrome. When it comes to Severin though. Oh, by the way, I can't show you because that's my phone. Vinegar Syndrome has an app. So, wow, it's actually, you can download it now. The app will become like active in about 7 days. They have already said that there will be special deals on like that you can get only through the app. So that should be a lot of fun. Look at Vinegar Syndrome like innovating yet again. You're lucky, Dustin, but you live in Ontario, so that's not too far off. You live close to where the shipping is at. I wish I lived in Ontario. Oh, Ontario. I miss it so. I love the area. But has anybody downloaded the Vinegar Syndrome app yet? Yeah, but unfortunately, Alan, that's the Barnes & Noble sale, and because of the new owners of Barnes & Noble, that's no longer in Canada. Like Swamp Thing and Darker Versions of Batman. Do you have any recommendations of anything similar? I knew you would, Franco. There's Strange, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. Let me think. I would suggest, if you like Swamp Thing, it depends on what era Swamp Thing you like. But if you like the modern Swamp Thing too, then I would recommend, well, Animal Man. Animal Man, anyway, Grant Morrison's and Jeff Lemire's running Animal Man. Jeff Lemire's really does a really decent job with Animal Man. So that's definitely a darker comic. So especially Lemire's run, because it's more horror-centric. And ironically, you wouldn't expect this to be, but Al Ewing's run on the Immortal Hulk has been very much a horror title, and which is kind of bring Hulk back to its more kind of horror roots. People tend to forget that the Incredible Hulk is kind of, it's based on, Jekyll and Hyde, and there is kind of a horror creep aspect to it. And Al Ewing really kind of runs with the scary aspect of it as opposed to the other stuff. Yeah, I know, Helen. I felt pretty much the same. But those I'd recommend. And Sandman. If you're never Sandman, check out Sandman. Neil Gaiman. Without saying. Hey there, Wayne. Welcome, man. But I'm always here to give recommendations on like movies, comics. You know, whether you like them or not. Well, that'll eventually you'll see. But I do tend to like a lot of the horror stuff. And if you like the horror anthology stuff, by the way, then the Warren stuff is actually pretty good, especially the early, like the creepy and eerie stuff. You had a lot of like really great artists, and because it was in black and white, they could get away with a lot. So there's a lot of R-rated content within the Warren anthology stories. Obviously, they did the Vampirella and all that stuff too, but their initial stuff, like the creepy and the eerie stuff, was pretty intense. Oh yeah, lots of cool stuff from the early Vertigo era. When Karen Berger was editor, Ice, that was like that was like the key time for Vertigo because she brought them all in. She brought in like Grant Morrison, like Peter Milligan was there. Um, oh my God, it's killing me now. Neil Gaiman. How could I forget that name, right? The works like you got like this weird stuff like the Invisibles, which I thought was really good, really kind of quirky and weird, but actually really good. Not a problem. Congratulations. That Xena set you got is awesome. Northern Lights managed to get the complete Anchor Bay Xena. So for those that don't know, Anchor Bay does really like baller like seasons of TV shows. I think I got one. Let me hold on. I'll show you guys one because Anchor Bay didn't do a lot of TV shows, but when they did them, they hit them at the park. I wish I had the Highlander ones. That's what installing Vincent on your phone right now. Good. I actually had to go. I couldn't remember my password, so I had to go in afterwards, and then because you can sign up your account, right? So you can look there and even like collection. Well, like oh, it's really cool. Anyway, I'll be right back. All right. So I just brought like one of each. So this is a one of the Hercules sets with that when Anchor Bay was doing them. Plus the VHS at the first convention. That is cool, man. And just to show you how they did these, well, Northern Lights now is because he's got them. But this one here is the first season. So this starts with the action-packed like feature films. There's Eolus. And let me see if this one has it or not. Does this one have it? So yeah, so this one has it, okay. So this one here included, which I thought was kind of neat. It is a Hercules coin. Hey there, Adam, welcome, man. Nobody does this anymore. That was pretty awesome. I'm hoping the saner days before Kevin Sorbo lost it, before he realized he lost his mind. This is the only Xena that I have. Yeah, it is. This is season 6, final season. However, this is the one that made me cry. Is this one that made me cry? It is. And I'll show you why this one made me cry. So it is a 10-disc set, right? It's a 10... Bloody hell. It's a 10-disc set. Notice something? Notice anything missing there? So yeah, disc 5, I can't even remember what episodes those are. But disc 5 is missing the episodes. So that was disappointing. And I was so stoked when I found this too. Because much like Northern Lights, I realized these are really hard to find. These are hard things to come by. There is Renee O'Connor right there. Wow. They're big. I mean, like, I would kill to, now maybe not literally kill, but pretty much kill, to have the, well, these came from Ottawa. To have the Highlander sets again. Highlander sets were amazing. For those who don't know, I'm a huge Highlander fan. I'm a much bigger fan of the TV series than the movies. I did like the original film. I didn't like the second film. But I got it here somewhere. Because of course I do. But as you know, as always, if I can find like a big geeky edition of something that I like whether it's on DVD or not, I get it. And over here somewhere, I can't tell where right now, I have a Highlander. Oh, I can tell you where. Now, so this was the one that was the Immortal Collection. And this was again was put up by Anchor Bay, the original Anchor Bay, before Stars came along and ruined them. And it's neat because it's got, like, aside from the film, it's got a second disc. This is one of those here that, you know, opens up. Oh yeah, the end was definitely better than Highlander 2. It has the Queen Companion CD. It's only really like 2 or 3 songs, really. Yeah, 3 songs. But it's fun. It's neat to have there. So you got Princess of the Universe, 1 Year of Love extended version, and Friends Will Be Friends. I do. I just brought the TV shows over from, actually not all of them now because I got some stuff. I got so much stuff at this point that it's kind of getting mixed up right now, Adam. So you're right on that. I do have a room full of TV stuff, but because I have so much TV stuff, I also have more TV stuff that's here and that's upstairs as well. Oh no, I love the first movie. I just didn't like the second movie where they made it where they became space aliens, and yeah, the first movie was good, but the TV series is the best. The TV series did Highlander best, probably because you got to like follow the characters out through about 6 seasons, and then there's a spin-off one that only lasted 1 season, which was the Raven, Highlander the Raven, which was fun. It used to come on during the I think it was a prime time, crime time at prime time. Block that they did on I think it's on CBS. They had like a bunch of shows, like they had like Navy SEALs and Team Knight Rider and a few different shows. I think they had one called, what's Navy SEALs? I know they had one called, what's the name of that magazine that that people that like weapons and stuff get. I can't remember. Anyways, it was a decent show. Whatever it was, I think Michael Dudikoff's in it. This is such a weird random video. People are going to be like, what the hell is going on here? So for those that are here that aren't normally here, well, first off, I guess I got to do that whole thing, right? The whole YouTube thing. I forgot that. Hi, if you're here, please like, share, and subscribe to this video. and all that jazz. Ta-dum, boom. So, Soldier of Fortune, that's it. Thank you, man. Soldier of Fortune. That's the series. It lasted 2 seasons, didn't it? Because I remember there's a Crime Time at prime time, and like earlier on, like when there was it WB that had like the movies called like the what was it, the action pack, right? Like because it was like Hercules, and there was the was it the Lost Sons or something, like the kind of like the martial arts one, and then there was one for like the Smoking the Bandit, except the Bandit really, so except he was like younger. So instead of being played by Burt Reynolds, he was played by Brian Bloom. Those are actually kind of fun. And then they had like a Midnight Run TV series as well. Anybody remember any of these? They weren't like series, it's like hour long episodes. They were movies. They're all movie length. Like I wish they'd put those out. Like those I love to see come out like on Blu-ray. Like the whole sets of those. Maybe there's like, I'm not sure if there's rights issues because it was during that those two networks combined to make one network. But if not, why aren't they out? There's so many like cool TV shows like back from my youth that I want to see like put out. Does anybody remember a show called The Highwayman? I want to see if anybody remembers this one. Because it was from like the late '80s. It was during basically the day when when there's a big Australian craze. So there was a whole lot of like Crocodile Dundee stuff and all that and Yahoo Serious. So there's a show called The Highwayman, and it was set. Adam, you remember? Excellent. So it was set in kind of a dystopian future, and he went around in this big truck, but inside of the truck there was like a helicopter, and there's motorcycle. So it starred Sam Jones from Flash Gordon fame, and there was an Australian footballer, a retired footballer that was had like kind of a mini celebrity status around the time by the name. I think his name was Jacko. I can't remember precisely, but I think his name was Jacko, and so he was like the kind of the rough Australian like guy, and every week they go and they do adventure stuff. The Raven one with the one, yeah, that's the one. The Raven one with the one with she used to have long hair, and when she did the Raven, like the last season of Highlander, she cut it off really short, which I really liked actually, and because she was just like this con artist character. She was a grifter, kind of like kind of like a live Mask. I'm looking around to see if I got Mask here. Great cartoon series, by the way. Well, fun anyway. Kind of like a live action version of The Mask. Oh, not The Mask, but Mask Mask. There's a whole bunch of those back in the day that I just really enjoyed. A lot of those. What shows did you guys like? Like for me, I liked a lot of these shows that didn't last. There was a show called Probe that came on in the mid '80s, and it starred Parker Stevenson. He was a genius, and he was not somebody that liked people or liked being around people. This girl is hired kind of to be his assistant. She pretty much becomes his Watson, and he solves a lot of kind of like scientific and science fantasy type of mysteries. And he's this kind of quirky character, elementary, pre-House, but he was that style of character. He's an abrasive character that goes in. The first episode of it was was a 2 hour long episode, probably an hour and a half with commercials taken out, and it was a bit. They were trying to solve the murder in this big advanced high rise, but I think the murder turned out to be the high rise because it was it was automated. A-Team, Airwolf, dun 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 dun. Dun. Yeah, Simon, Magnum PI. You watched the '80s, right? Yeah. Super Force was another good one. Vanishing Sun. That's the one I was trying to think of, Mr. Austin. Vanishing Sun was amazing. Vanishing Sun was these two brothers, and they were. Does he die when the brothers die or something like that, or just disappears? Because I know something happens to his girlfriend. But basically, it's really good martial arts in that show. Time Tracks, yes. Not to be confused with Shadow Stevens' Tracks. Jane Badler. She was on. Which one's she in? I mean, I know she was in V, but which one of those shows was she in? Hardcastle McCormick. I loved Hardcastle McCormick. Fridays on NBC. I wasn't so big on Fridays. I did like SCTV though, and Kids in the Hall, Codco. Here in Canada, the Wonderful Grand Band was a big show. Sounds like well, Mill Creek, and we talked about actually, John, VEI. The Green Hornet needs a set. By the way, I got my Batman Blu-ray set. I got my Batman Beyond and Batman the animated series sets. Jocko, that's his name. That's his name. I said Jocko, didn't I? So, like, I was close. I was close. But yeah, God, I got a lot of weird shows here. I watch a lot of like Western stuff too. So I love Western TV shows. So stuff like Gunsmoke, and like even like some of the kind of what I would like to get. There was this kind of like family show that came out in Canada. Mark Jacko Johnson, the battery ads here. Oh, that's the guy. He was in the Highwayman. He's an ex footballer, right? Like I think I got that right. It's ex footballer, rugby, something like that. He was a tough dude anyway. I got to get that one. Like I passed up on it like Adam just recently, but around about a month or two ago, a couple months ago now, at Walmart. I should have picked it up. Oh, for those that do like TV shows though, Best Buy's having a kind of a sale on some right now. And Mary Tyler Moore, for instance, and the show, that one was $39 here in Canada, but for the complete series, The Rifleman. Anybody remember? Here's a little quiz for you. Hey there, Logan, Master Rockman. Does anybody remember the name, the fictional TV series that Al Bundy, Western show that Al Bundy like watched when he was like on Married with Children that he really liked? It was a Western series. Not Hondo. Hondo's actually real. Initially, when he started watching stuff, he watched The Rifleman. But later on, he watched it. Psycho Dad, you're right. It's Psycho Dad. Fall Guy. Yeah, me too. And of course, because it was because it was who it was, he had to sing the theme song too. My favorite Western TV series, probably, I go back and forth. I really like Rawhide. I really like Gunsmoke. Those are two. Like I like a lot of Western shows, to be honest with you, but those two really stood out. Though I tend to watch them a lot. I tend to watch Rawhide a lot. 18 Magpie, Knight Rider, Dukes of Hazzard, Simon and Simon. I got Simon and Simon song like theme song stuck in my head now. All the Irwin Allen shows. Yeah, I've only got what's the one? Vodka Bomb and Sea. I'm missing a season of that one, or half a season, I think, of that one there, because they used to do that thing. Remember, Baylor was also on Highwayman. You're right, actually. Little House on the Prairie. Actually, I got a one of my coworkers is a really big house, Little House on. I was never big on it, Little House on the Prairie. I was. I don't think. I'm not sure if I was at the right age or not. Highway to Heaven. I also wasn't. I watched a bit more of that one, but I did watch a couple of episodes of a show called Touched by an Angel, because the girl was really cute. Uh, but I've never really been big into like those shows. But one of my friends are actually. Rat Patrol is awesome. I got both seasons of Rat Patrol actually. Father Murphy, really? Bionic Woman, yeah, me too. I had grabbed that one as soon as it came out. Victor French was really good in those shows. But the thing was, I just was never. I like the actiony shows. I remember watching one episode of Highway to Heaven because I think Michael Landon becomes a werewolf in it, because kind of a throwback to his teen werewolf days. His teenage werewolf, which by the way needs a Blu-ray release. Come on now. Combat was really good. Bad, but Black Sheep is another good one. There was a lot of good of these action style shows that came out, and of course there's the animated stuff from back in the day, like the Thundercats and like Masters of the Universe, and Shira and and Cops. I'm just trying to think, just look at ones I've got over there as well. But I loved like Miami Vice. I still can this day I can pretty much watch anyone. Which one do I like more, Bonanza or the Big Valley? That's hard actually. I'm gonna go with the Big Valley. Yeah, man, you don't put anything against Dallas. Dallas was a powerhouse. Like nobody could like even at its worst, at its very absolute worst, nobody was winning against Dallas, man. And for those that don't know, I'm a huge Dallas fan. I really like the new Kung Fu series. I've only seen the first two episodes though, but it was really good. The episodes I saw. Then martial arts is really good as well. It does have a UK. Wow, I gotta check that out because that's one. This one that one of the ones that I wanted. Because Northern Lights sent me Spider-Man 5000, which is the 1981 Spider-Man series, and that can't be got like anywhere in like in Canada or the United States. It only has UK releases. That's like for some reason we don't get like the some of the animation here. It's really good actually, William. So you just want to master cast? That's excellent. Let them know, man. Low range was the first thing I bought when I started my job in St. John's. Sergeant Presto, no you, yeah. Dante was amazing. Dante was batshit insane, which made Dante really good. What seasons do I have here now? That's season 3. I have all the seasons of Dallas right now, including the movie set. Of course, I was also a huge fan of Knight Rider. Had some TV shows upstairs. I love the new Kung Fu show. I totally 100% disagree with you, man. Hey, Middle of Media, I am excited. I'm going to be on Middle of Media's channel on Tuesday, so please make sure you watch that. But yeah, the new Kung Fu show is excellent. For one, it actually has Kung Fu, and not some dude that just knows Tai Chi. So already we're off to a better start. This is my old. Oh, I love Airwolf. See, I'm actually excited to kind of watch that because I like the actors that are in the new Walker Texas Ranger. I'm not quite sure what the action's like. Hey there, Anton. Welcome, man. But I'm excited to check it out. I got like on PVR. I got like all 13 episodes. I know Keegan is in it, and I watched Pretty Little Liars. Don't at me, but I did. I know it wasn't a great show, but I liked it. But I love CW. We're on totally different wavelengths there. That's my old version of Not Quite Hollywood, which I upgraded, and I recommend everybody do. It's my Dallas movie collection. Misfits of Science was fantastic. It was so fun. Some of the Canadian shows that I like right here, like Sci Factor. I got all 4 seasons of this. I really dig this show, by the way. Here's another underrated series. FX the series. What was really kind of like ballser about this series is they were not afraid to make like big moves in the second season opener. Big move. I'm not sure if anybody remembers this show or not. Hilarious House of Frankenstein. I love that show. But remember Femme Fatales? Thank you, Craig. You're the first person, by the way, that mentioned my my hair and beard trim. Nobody else did. Shame on you guys. 2 seasons of FX in total. Yep. Of course, Streets of San Francisco. Love this show. I really like Falcon Crest. It got better as it went along. Knots Landing too, especially. Knots Landing started out as kind of almost like a drama show, and wouldn't become like a real soap opera until its second season. I actually have the first season of Knots Landing here somewhere. Here, if you can find this, guys, this is one of the best documentaries on Western movies, like the early days of Western films ever made, when cowboys were king. Definitely look for this. And for those that don't know, one of my favorite modern day shows is right here, Law and Order SVU. I got to start checking the emitter on this place. No, not the blue set. The Blu-ray set I don't have, unfortunately, Ms. Ross. And that is a great set, though. I desperately need it. Because some of my box sets are starting to feel a little damp down here. That's making me a bit nervous, guys. Maggie Q. Oh, yeah. I liked all the Nikita shows. Like, I liked the Nikita films, like the La Femme Nikita. I like the series with Peter Wilson. I like the series with Maggie Q. There's a series that didn't last very long. I'm not sure if anybody remembered or not. Oh, Deadlock. Nice. But there's a show called Stalker. It was more of a modern show. No, this is just I had some stuff upstairs that I was watching Warlock, and I brought it down to like put other things in. Matrix TV show, and with Nick Mancuso from Stingray. I love Stingray. Maggie Q or Maggie Chan. I like them both. I haven't seen Heartland very much. I've seen a few episodes. Now, Superman and Lois is really freaking good. No. So here's the thing. Chuck Norris is getting money because they're doing a new Walker series. He don't care, man. Even if he did, Chuck Norris, I'm not going to lie, he's getting older. Jared Padalecki is a huge dude. I think twice before taking on Jared Padalecki, and I stupidly have no fear when it comes to that shit. But yeah, I ain't doing that. Forever Night, yes, Night Heat. Night Heat was the first show that got over like really big over in the United States. So Night Heat it became this big series over there as well. Yeah, it was the first show to like really get over. Like SCTV, I would think of as like the first like actual show to really break over out in the U.S. But it only did short term. But Night Heat like really became big over there, and I was unaware of that until I got to college actually. Oh, he's huge. I didn't realize when, like, I didn't watch so much, but I knew a girl. We weren't dating, but I knew this girl that used to watch Gilmore Girls. Well, Not Standing was initially, but Not Standing goes more like it gets a bit more insane like in the later seasons too. You get like evil twins and like stalkers and stuff. But out of all of them, it's the most fun. Millennium does need to come to Blu-ray. Millennium did 3 seasons. Every season was very different from the other season because it seemed like they kept retooling that show like all the time. But I liked Millennium. I loved X Files. X Files was amazing. But initially, I wasn't going to watch X Files when it came on because I'm of the person. Charles in Charge was an incredible show, but if you know anything about Scott Baio, you realize you would never put him in like in the room with any of your kids because the dude is insane. And I still haven't forgiven him for what he said about his co-star Erin Moran. So I want to know a guy who's asked. I'd like to kick in person. That would be Scott Baio. But as a kid, I really liked Charles in Charge the series. That's the truth. Harsh Realms, I remember that one too. And that isn't definitely time. Razzle Dazzle. Well, I'm not old enough to watch it, but I do remember seeing stuff about it. I do. I got a couple. I got a few seasons. I think I got like around 3 seasons of Grimm. I liked it. They like changed the. They really changed it in the last season. Stingray was incredible. I haven't seen Into the Badlands yet or Warrior. My daughter liked Warrior a lot, but thought there's a lot of stuff that could be done with it. Watching vampire shows. Dark Shadows. Yep. It starred. Dustin Lewis. It starred Ben Cross and Lizette Anthony was Angelique. I was a big fan. I was in college at the time, and we all. This is how big of a show that a Small Wonder. That was cool, man. That's some pretty dark episodes. It was the episode where the girl, like the new girl, comes to class, and Lord Love a Duck. I don't remember that show. And basically they realize that her dad has kidnapped her. Like she's on like the missing, like she's on the missing thing of a carton of milk, and they do like a report in school about it, and then she disappears again, and it's never followed up. There's no happy ending where like, oh, the police got him and she's gone back to her parents or anything like that. But no, she just stays missing. Like, holy crap, Small Wonder, what the hell? And I think they like make him a pie or a cake at the end. Like, hey, here you go. Or Kindred, I actually do have Kindred here. Kindred, I think, was based on a role playing game, which I think I played. Actually, I'm a big geek. Erie Indiana, I love Erie Indiana. I have the complete series, Elf. Actually, Kindred was awesome. I love Kindred. It didn't last long enough. There's another. What was that show that was? There's a werewolf show, not like Teen Wolf, but like earlier. Like, I think it was Canadian ones. Match of Sworn and Deadly Friend. That's a very different series. What's the show about the girl who could freeze time? I don't remember. I know I've seen it. By White Wolf, yeah. I thought they were going to do a lot, White Wolf. Do they still do stuff in the RPG like stuff? I'm thinking of getting back into if I can get my better half to do it. Yeah, he did. Bobby, you did have to stay because he had to stay dead because literally he had a kid and named him after Bobby. A werewolf, werewolf, fantastic. John J. York, one of the very first shows that came on Fox when Fox was just like a channel that had very little programming on it. Out of This World was another really cool one. You guys got some deep cuts here. I like this. Was Out of This World the one with the guy, or was that a different one? The guy from that was the bad guy in the Karate Kid movies, and he had this like globe, like this kind of big like shiny globe thing. Mr. Belvedere, I watched that. Perfect Strangers. Belky, love Belky. And it's so weird because Perfect Strangers had a spin-off series called Family Matters. Family Matters is actually a spin-off of Perfect Strangers. We've got a release, actually, Dustin, but over in France. So you can get it now with a proper release, but it's over in France. You'd have to, like, import it. I remember there was a show when, oh God, it wasn't my era, but it's my kids' era. Like The Secret World of Alex Mack. If any of you are younger, you might remember it, and you're Canadian. And it was about this like kid who had these powers, and she like could like turn to a puddle and melt and all this type of stuff. As well as the time freeze one. Okay, perfect. Persuaders is my better half's favorite show, by the way. The Saint, Professionals. Yep. Of course, we haven't mentioned it, but the Avengers, and I'm not talking about the Marvel Universe Avengers. I'm talking about the real Avengers, the cool one with Emma Peel and John Steed. That one didn't last. Did Pearl last very long? I actually used to watch that one. I like that actually, but I thought it ended fairly quickly. The Prisoner, Bergerac. Bergerac lasted a long time. I'll be honest. Later TV show from the '60s, but some kid who has a pet dinosaur. Well, I'm sure there's stuff. I'm a lot older, so there's the thing to remember that. The complete series. I might actually pick that up on down the road. I have the first season of The Hitchhiker here somewhere. Uh, that's a hard one to find the complete one of. You're better off, Dustin, if you got a shoppers like troll your local like play shoppers and places like that because you will find a lot of them come up there. That's where I found the first season of The Hitchhiker. I found Dinotopia there. It wasn't a long lasting show. Like it was like there was a mini series that was done, and then there was a series that didn't last very long. I thought it was okay. The effects were decent for its time. Not an old show, but I just have fun with shows. I like a lot of fantasy shows. Anybody remember Robin Hood? Now, when I say Robin Hood, I Our Time on Planet Earth, is that the one with the glowing bulb? Orb? Um, Tremors was fantastic. I like that one a lot, actually. Terminator, I loved. Family Ties, I loved. Archie Bunker, yep. Superman, Lois, hell yeah. Uh, but what's the one I was trying to mention there? I lost it now, guys. Sorry. Boston Public. Well, Boston Public does have like, oh, well, not on Blu-ray. Uh, oh, Boston Public. What am I? Is Boston? Which one is Boston Public? The second one. Robin Hood. There it is. Thank you. Jason Connery was the second Robin Hood. Michael Prade was the first, right? And it was really like kind of steeped in mythology and fantasy and mysticism. And I really dug the hell out of that show. I remember Richard O'Brien, from the Rocky Horror Picture Show. He was in that one, the BBC one. Yeah, exactly. Well, the early BBC one. When Things Were Rotten was also really cool. But the Michael Prade, Jason Connery era was really fantastic because he literally like kill off the main character and then like resurrect him. So it's a totally different person. Sledgehammer lasted 2 seasons. Did not think it was going to last 2 seasons. So it killed everybody in the first season, literally in a nuclear bomb, and then had to do it, find a way to bring a second season. Degrassi is one of my favorites. I got the complete series here. I got Kids of Degrassi. I got Degrassi Junior High, and I have Degrassi High. The Charmings was good. They changed the lead actor. I think it was the lead actor. Was it the girl? Changed one of the lead characters within the first season, or between the first and second season. They did some recasting of that. I'm not sure if it was like Snow White or Prince Charming, but they did recast one of them. And then there's shows that you watch like about on documentaries or read about, and you kind of wonder like how they were ever made. Like apparently there's like a Hitler sitcom that only had one episode. I did like the first of Ash vs. Evil Dead, but I kind of went iffy on it at the end. I don't. I mean, like Green Hornet. Do you have any of it, Mike? Because that's so hard to find. Ask Morgan Fairchild. Oh, wow. I love Morgan Fairchild. Staying up at your bedtime, watch Taxi. I remember Taxi, man. Ken Berry was in that small one. Was he really? That was a dark episode, man. Like there would be some dark episodes. There was like this Brave Star. Like speaking of an animated show, Brave Star did this like anti-drug episode, and you think, okay, well the kid's gonna survive. No, the kid dies. So they take a hard stance. Oh looks like that kid does drugs. Oh, he's dead then. Chinese detective. That'd be. Dude, I'm 50, so but thank you very much. Uh, much appreciated. But no, I actually reached turned 50 this year. Night Court was really good. I think it got better once Marky Post got into it. But and she did a show with John Ritter too, right? Like afterwards, like her and John Ritter were husband and wife in a show. She was so cute, man. But the first girl from on Night Court before Marky Post came onto it is the girl that sang the song with Meatloaf, "Paradise by Desperate Lights." Holmes and Yo-Yo. That's not a long-lasting series. That's for sure. Uh, I re- I used to love Manimal. Appreciate it. Uh, I used to love Manimal, and there's a series too called oh god, what was it again? It was a dude, and there was Cursor, and Des Jr. was in it. Oh, I'll get it in a second. Oh, I love Robin Hood. Earl Flynn. I grew up like loving Earl Flynn stuff, man. Captain Blood's my favorite, but I love Robin Hood. I know a lot of people like love Robin Hood better. Oh, it's your move. Yeah. The John Larroquette show lasted a few sitcoms. Automan, that's what it is. Northern Lights. We're like that. How many seasons of the Golden Girls did they get? Do 7 seasons. My better half has all of them. Everybody remembered Automan before me, which is crazy because I loved Automan. It lasted a bit longer than Manimal, but Manimal had a comeback story. They almost did. They almost had a backdoor pilot for actually bringing Manimal back, but it didn't do it. I did a video on here earlier when I was talking about TV shows, and I talked about like the Dark Thursday time slot. Uh, it's about time for. It was a weird show. Like it was. Like if you really thought about it, because you had this guy like Automan. He was pretty stiff, and the actor was anyway. And he was like, okay, I'm going to turn to like a helicopter now. Librarians. My better half reloves that actually. Empty Nest. I actually like the Empty Nest better than Golden Girls. Don't shoot me. But I did. But Golden Girls is awesome. Yeah, that was a bit of a cringe. You can one. Forever Night, Adventures of Robin Hood, Adventures of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, of Adventures of Robin Hood. Dave's World actually had Shadow Stevens. I love Shadow Stevens, by the way, because if you're grown up in the '80s, then there was two voices that you heard, and one, of course, was I'm going to forget now, was Casey Kasem. America's Casey Kasem in America's Top 40, and then you'd hear like Shadow Stevens, and Shadow Stevens was so cool. He actually did a movie, like an action film, which I really think needs a was it called Tracks. I actually didn't watch Nurses. I only found out about it like years after that it was actually even a thing. I saw like an episode online. Hearts of Fire. That's the one with Marky Post and John Ritter. Space Above and Beyond. I got the DVD series of that over there somewhere. Like I was stoked when I found it too. Hollywood Squares. I used to watch a lot of those shows. Hollywood Squares has so many different ones. That's like Family Feud, man. What did he cancel to make room for Everybody Loves Raymond? I was not a huge fan of that series. Now, the dude that came out of it, the guy that played Raymond's brother, uh, awesome. And you guys know I reviewed his show, which is pretty much a modern day version of Married with Children. Lost in Space, I love Lost in Space. Firefly again, another show that I utterly adore. What was the one? It was like an alien show. It was much like The Hidden, and it had it had a girl in it, like the girl from like the James Bond movie, the one the Timothy Dalton one, the first one. She was a cellist in the Timothy Dalton James Bond film. Anyway, so she had a show, and it didn't last very long. It was like a TV movie first, but it was her and this other guy, and I'm not sure if it was her or the other guy was one of them was an alien anyway, and the way that the aliens that they made love, I guess, was they held hands. I'm not joking. It was kind of like there's a thing, like it was a big thing. No one mentions the Thunderbird. I own the Thunderbird. Ouch! It's over there. It's over there. Space Above and Beyond is right there too. All right. Got. Oh, I like First Wave. Space Above and Beyond right here. I don't remember who started this series. Was there anybody big come out of this one? I wonder. I got to rewatch this. And here is Veronica Mars, one of my favorite shows, Man and Machine. Wasn't Alien Nation, but that's another show I like. I do have the complete series here of Warehouse 13. Actually, no, I think I'm missing one season. But yes, I'm a really big fan of Warehouse 13. Roswell. I haven't seen the new one yet. Warlock, I hear it's good, but I know the guy, one of the guys from was it General Hospital? Left General Hospital to go on Roswell. I'm pretty sure it's General Hospital. I think he played like Luke's son or something like that. I got first season of Evening Shade. I don't know if any other seasons were put out, but I got at least the first season. But I saw the original Roswell series. But yeah, I'm a soap guy, so I do know some of the actors that came from soap operas and did stuff. Rick Dees, yeah, there you go. Isn't he still doing? Is he still around? Because he was a DJ guy, and he had his. I got Boris Karloff's Thriller. I watched that religiously. Wonder Woman 2, I have that all 3 seasons. I actually got the first graphic novel, Wonder Woman 77. I almost picked up the second one today, and I didn't realize that wasn't the one I didn't have. So that's what I'm going to be actually going back to Sydney for next time I can. I will be doing another video actually with Robert. So if you haven't seen it yet, I did a video with Robert Bellissimo talking about Born to Kill, which was one of my very favorite noirs. And next week I should hopefully, if we can get together, me and Robert are making another video about another film noir that I love. Jason Bateman. Hogan's fan. Because remember, it was Valerie first, and then she wanted more money, so they killed her off. The Invaders. Oh, VI released a complete one. Invaders was cool. I like the Invaders, man. Brad Garrett, you're right. He did voice Hulk Hogan in the whole the rock and wrestling era of the cartoon. War of the Worlds was really good. War of the Worlds starred Jared Martin from Dallas. He played Dusty Fargo in Dallas. But what was neat about War of the Worlds was in the first season, it's the Martians and they've come down and he's kind of on the run. You got his group. Till Death, that's the one. That's the Brad Garrett one's really good. Really good. Mill Creek put it out. I recommend checking that out. Danger Man, I got all seasons of that one too. I'm doing a Cult of Giallo series, Mike, on my Patreon channel right now. So every week we go through a different Giallo. The last week, this Friday was Dario Argento. We did versus a tier list. We ranked every film. Remember they tried to bring back the Invaders, tried to do a remake series of it. But I will eventually have a Giallo, a standard Giallo one on here. Farscape was amazing. Farscape is the only show that could literally put Looney freaking Tunes into the series. And I have a whole Looney Tunes episode, and it made total sense. Well, with that being said, guys, and ending on Farscape is a pretty high note to end on, but my battery is almost dead right here on here. I want to thank you guys for joining me tonight. So if you haven't checked out Masters of the Universe, I recommend you check it out. You may not like it like I did. It's okay. We don't have to like the same things. That's fine. Everybody's got their own opinion. I enjoyed it, though. But I am going to go now and make some tea, and I'm going to sit back and read some comic books because it's been a while. And honestly, I would do this for another half hour or so, but my battery's almost dead. And remember, one of the greatest TV shows of all time, greatest sci-fi shows of all time, actually had a pretty decent remake series, not as great as it, is V. And V stands for victory. I'll see you soon, right here in the movie library or upstairs. But either way, in the Call to Cinema, there is always another movie. And apparently there's always another comic book. Something's out there. Perfect. Marim Diabo. That's the show, Northern Lights. That is the show.